Yeah, did you guys see that I Love You 3000 thing was like
Improv?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
from
man.
from his own family. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. So it,
I know.
that's
Calm
just
down.
gratuitous.
Yeah, I had the Tim Allen part last time. You can't steal it from me.
Well, play the intro.
Oh, we were actually recording.
You ho-ho-hoed through that? That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you said music's art. Hey, and welcome to another episode of In Our Honest Opinion. That happens quickly sometimes, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Anyways,
I swear this is the first time. I just really like podcasting.
what's a podcast? I am your host, one of your hosts, and what was I going to say? Oh, that's right. I am Iron Witch, and joining me as usual is
Taser Spider.
I am the renegade of funk.
You're not.
That is-
I'm not, but that song came on the radio when I was driving here.
Oh, okay. What was your hero name?
Oh, what?
Crap.
Almost said a bad word.
Oh,
He
what?
said, "Oh,
you was talking
Shazam."
about shiitake mushrooms?
Dude,
He
I-
is culinary.
Should we give you hints?
I actually
like
forget
quick
what
charades?
That's all
my
he'd say.
Yeah. So
Hold on,
it
let
has to do. No, you can't cheat. We're playing charades here. your superhero name.
Adam.
No.
Black Adam?
Black
Close,
Adam.
right? Close.
Black Adam.
So it's almost like, it's almost racist. Like, so instead of
I'm
of blackface, it would be.
Warface.
There you
There
go.
We got him.
All right, we got all three.
Warface is here,
Yeah.
also known as the renegade of funk.
Bum bum bum.
In some circles, yeah.
bum. I don't know. That's how the music goes, right?
I think so.
Anyways, Marvin, tell the beautiful, wonderful people what to do.
Go ahead and listen to our podcast first off. Secondly, give us a 5-star rating and a written text review
I'll second that.
because we want to give all of those. Adam, what are we giving out?
Digital hugs.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Digital hugs for the masses. You get a hug. You get a hug. You get a hug. You don't get a hug.
I wish-
We don't like you, but you get a hug.
It should have done the whole Oprah thing,
Yeah.
like the meme.
Yeah, bees. The bees were real.
And after you do all of that stuff, remember, guys, you can always go to inouronestopinion.com, and you can always comment and all that other fun stuff there. So we've got a full list tonight.
Full house?
Going from,
Fullest house?
jumping from the dojo at Cobra Kai to Sonic to Winnie the Pooh doing things he shouldn't, a whole bunch of movies getting canceled, delayed, and being announced. But let's talk about our superhero post on Instagram. We had actually, I had found this online, mentioned by, or who originally created it, I think was, there it is, at My Jesus Jam. And it's, what's your
Okay.
Marvel character name? All right. Your birth month, you pick that, it gives you the name, and then your first name initial. So that's how we got our amazing names, right? The Ioho Avengers here.
Yeah.
And we came up with, or we found out that we got Iron Witch, Taser Spider, and Warface.
Warface.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to share with what we got from some of the others. So some of these names are awesome. And I think this one actually has to be my favorite. But Kudra Grace, Dr. Face.
That was one of my favorites, too.
I actually blurred out laughing there. Jared was actually one of the out crowd.
Yeah.
Got Winter Groot.
Yeah.
And that does. He also said, "I feel so pretty."
He is pretty.
Yeah, that was good. And then Scott, another one on there, got Iron Soldier. That was a little too simple.
It reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Iron Soldier in defense mode.
We got another one. Thig08 got Incredible Vision.
He has really good eyesight.
Yeah, like I see a crime being committed. Okay. We're gonna send in Warface.
That was actually a little known comic book run.
Yeah.
The Incredible Vision.
Incredible Vision.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That is terrible. So, anyways, thanks for those of you guys who played along. That was a lot of fun. We've got some comments on YouTube. Actually, nothing on Twitter. No questions or anything submitted on Instagram, but on on YouTube we do have. What is this from? Okay. A comment on our last episode. Opus Garza said, "I believe that the Endgame's crazy opening weekend was due to the 10-year hype. The completion of a Marvel movie experiment that started with Iron Man and took 10 years to put together. The extra showings and 24-hour showings was all due to demand. I think the record-breaking numbers. I think the record-breaking numbers are well justified and earned. I do agree with you, Mr. Garza.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah.
But the same individual here did agree with Adam. Where was it? Agreed with Adam. Without the other films, this one, Avengers Endgame, would not stand on its own with its plot. It was a full 3-hour finishing of the Marvel legacy.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah,
definitely. It needed all the other movies to...
For
Because
you
it
to-
bypassed a lot of that stuff that
There
was already filled out in the other movies.
No setup, no
It's like,
time
no,
to
we're
explain.
just going through this and we're throwing people off cliffs.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that because he agreed with me.
Yeah.
Okay, good man.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, as usual, guys, you can comment on any one of our platforms. All the links are at inouronestopinion.com. We love sharing this kind of stuff. Thanks to all of you who did participate and for all the comments. Shall we start our run here?
Yeah.
Let's start with Sonic. He's got a
Speaking of
new
running,
attitude. It was good.
Gotta go
Chili
fast.
dogs.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. Sonic the
It seemed that the
What?
design.
Sonic the Hargnarg.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
Sonic the Hard-On. I was all
No,
like
no,
that.
the Hargnarg.
Yeah. Okay.
That-
All right.
I gotta show you a video
that-
that it's hilarious.
I was gonna say that was actually a different video
Yeah.
game character.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who is Danky King?
Thank you.
That was on Jeopardy. They asked about Sonic, and she's like,
Really?
"Who is Danky King?"
Wow. Yeah, she lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a final Jeopardy question.
Ooh. Well, that's all right.
Yeah,
She
look
still
that
got
up,
further
too.
than I would have. Sonic actually is getting quickly redesigned. We all saw the trailer. All right. Jim Carrey, I'm on board with. I thought that was a nice little addition
Yeah,
to the
90s
film.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, exactly. That was very cool. Adam, you liked kids in duffel bags.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Let's leave that out of context. But how do you guys feel about the fact that they're going back to the drawing board?
That's gonna be expensive.
And it's
Oh, it
gonna
is.
not only is it going to be expensive, it's going to be like a quick rush job because
Oh,
they
man.
already shot the movie, and I'm assuming finished most of
Yeah.
the special effects.
Yeah, because when it comes to design, you get 3 choices. That's what's always said. You get either quality, speed, or price.
I mean,
Pick 2.
if anything, I don't think Sonic looked terrible. I mean, as much as people were complaining about it, sure.
He looked like a guy wearing a mascot, like a little person wearing a mascot suit.
but it was a more realistic take
Yeah.
on what Sonic might look like if he was in our world. So I kind of see where they were going with it.
I see where they're going with it. Doesn't necessarily mean it was good.
No, I'm not saying it was a great design,
yeah.
but
No.
I think it works for what it was.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Let's be real. The movie was gonna. It's probably not gonna do well.
it's
And this is just gonna be
yeah.
like it's not gonna do well, and it's gonna cost more money.
And so it comes out in November, so they've got a few
November
months.
9th.
You think they're gonna like Man of Steel or Justice League, mustache this thing? The character doesn't look realistic, so
no,
I
but
mean,
but it's more realistic than what
I was about to say.
Sonic's original design would look.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it totally looks like a CG character. This
Yeah,
isn't
sure.
like and this is gonna sound weird to say, but this doesn't look like Pikachu, where Pikachu looks more like a believable
but Pikachu looks-
3D character.
But-
Pikachu looks like 5G LTE.
Exactly. And
But I think with him looking decent in Detective Pikachu is because of the fact that they have all the other Pokemon in the movie. I think we're able to, and considering too,
Agree.
let's think about it. They didn't really mess with the design of Pikachu.
No.
No, you're right.
And I think that's why it works.
But
because
even-
he looks like
even like the fur and the way that it moves around, like
Sure, but
Sonic
it
looks
still looks
like-
animated to me.
yeah.
But there's a night and day difference in the quality of that animation between Sonic and Pikachu.
Yeah.
Not only that, they're showing the Pikachu. They're showing that more of a night. More of the stuff is being shown at night. This is full daytime. I mean, they can hide some of the shoddiness, maybe.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think it's a cheap looking design as is. Like as far as the CG work, I don't think it looks that great. And then add on to that Sonic looks awkward. I don't think that's going to help it any. I would almost take lower quality but more faithful rendition of the
yeah.
character at this point.
I think they need to bank on the fact that it might be a bad movie and it might get like publicity because of it being bad.
Being bad?
It might make more money if it's known as being a bad movie than if it's a halfway decent movie
Being
or
a
just
good bad movie.
or just a it was a movie, you
Yeah.
know, one of those.
True.
Which is pretty much how I feel about Endgame. I'm sorry.
There he is, trolling,
I totally had to troll.
whipping his hair around and
Yeah,
everything.
whipping his hair back and forth.
Yep.
I was
Calm
doing
down,
my
Willow.
best impression of that meme thing that you always send out.
I don't know where you're talking
Favorite
about.
person in the world.
Yeah.
But and then here's the thing, though. I feel that like a lot of fans
Mhm.
did their rendition of how they feel Sonic should look,
Yeah.
and it looks way better because it's more simplified. I think they tried to over-design him to look realistic.
Yeah, I
and
can agree
think
with that.
that's where they kind of ran into issues.
But it still looks more like the cartoon, the
But it doesn't look like
the
Sonic.
video game. No, I'm saying like the redesigns. I've seen
Yeah,
those too.
Yeah, it looks like they.
But
it's-
I don't think that design exactly works.
I feel it-
personally.
It's a blue
Yeah.
anthropomorphic
Yeah, I was
hedgehog that
about to
runs
say.
fast. It feels sort of like the redesigns that the fans did feel
Yeah.
akin to how the Detective Pikachu designs worked. They aren't realistic per se. They look like something you'd kind of see in the real world because they have like scales. They have little bits that kind of take them from just cartoons to quote unquote realism,
Yeah.
but they still feel like they're source material. If that makes any sense.
See, I mean, and this is just like a quick search. Like,
But that looks more like the video game character, and that's
Really?
not
Because
what
I
they were
think-
going for.
I think that looks.
Well, the thing, he has
I think
actual fur, whereas
that
the video
looks
game
just
character
like
he
that.
doesn't
Sure,
have
he's
fur.
he's got actual fur, but
Yeah.
those eyes. I mean, people want him to have like the Sonic eyes, and I don't think the Sonic eyes exactly work in a more realistic setting.
I think it would, honestly.
I mean,
think it would.
that's Sonic from the video games.
So
that's
here-
not Sonic from the movie.
Here's one thing, right, that I found interesting. I showed this trailer to my kids, right, and my 12-year-old daughter, like, she's all like, "Oh, okay, like it's kind of funny, right, what she saw," and I hadn't
Yeah.
said anything to her about like the design, and she goes, "But what's wrong with his face? His eyes are supposed to be connected." And she's right. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be that big blob, and it's funny that even at their age, like they can spot that, there's something off here. It doesn't
Yeah.
quite look right.
I don't think they should go with a full on. This looks like Sonic from the video games look. I mean
That's a little.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
No,
'Cause I mean,
it's got to be the oversized head. I mean, realistically, that's the only way that works, right? It's
I
a
mean,
huge head, damn near no neck.
Let's be honest about
Linky,
this
like
though.
limbs that doesn't look like a person wearing a mascot suit.
Yeah.
A actual live action Sonic was probably not a good idea. Should have been like CGI or
I
whatever.
totally agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see because there'll probably be another trailer in the next month or so. I
Do
wonder
you
if
think they'll have any edits by then?
that's what I'm wondering, if whether or
don't-
not they'll actually have the new design. In there.
rumor has it too. You know that shot of Jim Carrey looking like Robotnik from the
Yeah.
games?
Yeah, super long
at
mustache.
at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
I heard that was a reshoot, and that was at a demand of like Paramount or Sega to be more faithful to the
original
actual games
old
and
school Eggman.
character.
Yeah, because a lot of Sega was like, what is wrong with this? This
Yeah.
is not accurate at all.
I don't understand why Sega really cares. I mean, I don't know unless they're getting money on the back end from
I'm
it.
sure they
Probably.
are.
There's got to be some licensing there.
Yeah.
Right, but as
It's
far as I
their
know, they
IP.
sold off the rights. I mean, they have no involvement in it whatsoever.
Who did
They
they sell it off to?
creatively.
Because think about, you guys saw Wreck-It Ralph, right? Like, I mean,
Sega actually sold that off to Sony, and Sony had that in production, which they canceled the production. They sold it off to Paramount.
okay. Because I know that
That's
even
what happened.
you know, like watching and reading up on some of the behind the scenes for Wreck-It Ralph, like, you know, they were going like pretty hardcore with, you know, no, the designs, you know, have to be more faithful in this way or that
Yeah.
way, and that's in choosing even the voices for some of the characters, which is why some of them don't talk. You only see them, you know, and the other way around. So another trailer should drop in another month or so. This is the point now where they start, you know, running into their whole advertising,
Here's
run.
the thing,
so.
though. If they haven't redesigned them, I don't think another trailer is going to drop in a month or so.
Well, that's what I'm interested
Yeah.
in. Whether or not, I guess traditionally we should see something in the next month or so. So whether or not we do, and if that, you know, is accompanied by new Sonic.
Yeah.
So this is a show that I haven't seen. Our next topic is a show that I haven't seen at all. I think you
Hey,
have, Marvin, and you enjoyed the first season. This is a YouTube original, Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah. Cobra Kai was dope.
All right, you saw Adam. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I'm not signing up for YouTube, so
You don't have to
It's
anymore.
not YouTube Red anymore. It's
That's
YouTube
right.
Premium.
YouTube. This is all just, isn't it ad supported?
Yeah,
now?
but
You can watch it.
But,
But
that's for season 3. I don't think it counts for the old ones.
for
So
season 1
3
and
did
2,
just get
so
announced,
yeah.
and so season 1 and 2, you should be able to watch those. Am I missing
They're
I
anything?
think,
they're
I think
still
you still need to
paying.
have premium.
Oh, okay. Well, they can
Yeah,
keep that.
so
Yeah.
But it got announced that they're going to get a season 3. Did you finish season 2?
I haven't even started.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching a bunch of other shows I'm willing to promote.
Yeah. I was about to say you promoted Letterkenny.
Love Letterkenny.
Somebody in
Kim's Convenience.
yeah, in a convenience store. That one.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Dead
Cobra
to
Kai.
Me.
Dead to Me. It's one
Yeah.
that's on my list. Hopefully, I'll make it through that.
Yeah.
How many episodes are you in?
Oh, I finished that.
Oh, you watched the whole
We
thing?
watched the
You binged
entire
it?
thing in one evening. It took about 5 hours.
Nice. Are they that short?
They're 30-minute
I
episodes.
was about to say half-hour episodes. Okay. Yeah, all right.
But a lot happens in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. It looked
Yeah.
like it was pretty good, and I'm halfway in love with Linda Cardellini. So you know, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
The next one is a character that I'm not a huge fan of. They had our next topic. I'm sorry. A movie came out last year that Marvin you saw and I think said tugged at your heartstrings some. This one's about Winnie the Pooh. Who's the voice of Winnie the Pooh? I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Why do we got to go into this, man? I'm not ready for this.
No, is it gonna hurt your
It is.
feelings? So Jim Cummings
Yeah.
is the voice of Winnie the Pooh. Can you explain to the people what Winnie the Pooh's about?
Winnie the Pooh is the story of
I dropped my mic.
mental illness.
that. That is what a lot of people talk about. But Christopher Robin, I can't remember the writer's name off the top of my head.
A.A. Milne.
Yes, thank you. He wrote a story about his son and his stuffed animals, essentially. I know the stuffed animals are on display in the Smithsonian.
I have no
I
idea.
know they're in some museum right now
Nice.
where you can actually see them. But it's pretty much the adventures of his son Christopher Robin and his stuffed animals Pooh Bear, Piglet, Roo, Owl, Rabbit, and Tigger.
Okay, T-I-double-G-R.
Yeah. Has a hard R on the end. But yeah, and it's pretty much a story that's gone through. It's as old as I can remember.
Yeah.
I used to watch some live action show of it when I was a kid.
I mean,
Oh, bother.
this was
Yeah.
like back in what, the 20s or 30s?
It was
that
a
they
long
were-
time ago.
That they were originally
Because
written?
I know, I think Christopher Robin, he fought in World War II. And I think he
As a child?
held
I'm
a
kidding.
ground and killed like 20-something German soldiers.
I was about to say stuffed animals.
Yeah, that would have been weird. But yeah,
Give him a medal. Get him out of
Exactly.
here quickly.
thanks, Tigger.
That's my
My
Tigger.
Tigger. But yeah, it's a story that's transcended time and it keeps getting reintroduced and kids love it. And I love the movie Christopher Robin because seeing live action Pooh
Yeah.
was amazing.
And
It
did
was just
he
adorable.
did he voice
Jim Cummings, I believe, did voice.
Pooh Bear?
Yeah.
You Adam, are you a fan of Winnie the Pooh?
I haven't seen Christopher Robin. I want to. I know
It's on Netflix.
I know it's on my list or whatever it's
Yeah.
called now.
That's what it's called, my list.
Yeah, so it's on there. I will say that I'm probably a fan of some of the quotes
Yeah.
from Winnie the Pooh. They're very, I guess, poetic and
Okay.
make sense to me. But yeah, as far as being like a huge fan, I'm not. So
All right. And me for the most part. I mean, Winnie the Pooh's one of those that I can give or take. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like I have
People are heartless.
it's not like I don't care about Winnie the he's the character's just so
don't
rude.
lie.
No.
You don't care about Winnie the Pooh.
You're just heartless.
He is. He's very
Could
cold-hearted.
you be so heartless? But it's recently come out that Jim Cummings, the voice of Winnie the Pooh,
And Darkwing Duck.
seems to be a little more heartless than I am. He's been accused of abuse,
Yeah, from his ex-wife.
rape,
Also from his ex-wife.
and animal abuse.
Claimed by his ex-wife. Yeah.
That's
Did you see what the animal abuse was?
so no. I read a headline. I started reading up on. The article started telling about his past, and I was all like, "All right, I'm done here."
Is it going to be something horrific?
Well, there's one, I think.
Adam is very sensitive to animal abuse.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
I
when
am.
the animal was a puppy, the dog, I think he broke his hip. And then there was another time where he left the dog outside in a metal pail on a hot day.
Ooh.
All
He
right.
said he forgot the dog was out there. It was a punishment. Yeah. There was another story where I think his ex-wife got implants and he was joking around, and according to him, he's like, everyone was joking. He was telling the kids to touch the implants because he bought them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm like, Jim, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a pretty scummy thing to do.
Yeah.
I have a solution to this.
Put him in the middle.
I believe he should be put in the sun, and we should have him baking on like a metal pan thing.
Yeah.
We should break his hip.
Damn.
Hopefully, we can have somebody that'll step up and rape him,
Oof.
and give him implants, and have him be molested as
It's
well.
allegedly.
Oh, excuse me,
Yeah, there we
allegedly.
go. Allegedly.
I mean,
rape
I'm-
him. There you go.
Yeah. And here's the thing that kind of makes, because he didn't exactly deny it, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that-
bummer.
Right.
That does.
So-
that kills it.
So I mean, everything that he's done there, I think he should, get done at least 2 times.
Does it cheapen the character for you guys at all?
It
Not necessarily.
Because
Yeah.
so like my and the reason why I asked that, right, is that when you think about what's his name, the voiced Elmo, right? That guy got in trouble for touching kids
Yeah.
and stuff like
That's
that.
what, allegedly,
Yeah,
that he did that.
But of course, they removed him off
Yeah.
the show. He no longer voices the character.
He doesn't voice Elmo anymore?
No.
You sure?
I'm fairly positive.
I thought he did because I thought
thought
he
he
was
beat
actually
that rap.
cleared of the charges.
Yeah. Was
I
he?
thought he did.
Maybe I
clear
didn't
that.
follow up on that the way I thought I did.
Kevin Clash?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I'd watched some documentary on him.
I believe he was vindicated.
Let's see.
In
Voice
this.
of Elmo 2019, Ryan Dillon.
Really?
Yep.
In 2019, maybe he retired.
Clash's resignation in late 2012.
Yeah, he resigned from the show in 2012.
Oh, so he did resign.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, well, he's a scumbag too. Cool.
So, but the thing is that it didn't cheapen the character of Elmo. Like Elmo, it resonated with kids. For
That's the whole
for being
separating
the character from the
art.
Yeah, exactly. And so
Right.
with Winnie the Pooh, it's one of those things where, like, I mean, in this day and age, I feel like you can find someone that can easily just mimic that, that voice or whatever, and Winnie the Pooh can
because
continue on.
he took the torch from someone else.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. How long has he been voicing Winnie the Pooh?
For 4 years. I know it's
Sterling
longer.
Holloway was before him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Roger Carroll was another person who did the voice. So yeah, he hasn't been the voice all the time. But
Just the more recent stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But Darkwing Duck though is going to suffer because he hasn't had any other voice.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck also hasn't been on anything, and
He's he's been
in
on the
what?
new.
I was gonna.
Yeah,
I-
he's
when
been
you
on the
made that
new-
face, I was like, no, he's been on the new Ducktales.
Yes.
Get the hell out of
Yes.
here. Man, good old Darkwing.
You haven't seen that, man?
No, sir.
Obviously, you're not a fan. Gizmo's
I
been on
mean,
there
I
too,
don't
and he's
watch
Diesel.
Gizmo Duck, really?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna have to look that up. Anyways, I don't want to get off topic. Gizmo Duck will show up as
Will
Diesel.
always be second to Darkwing.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
this is the new Gizmo Duck.
Yeah, he's Super Diesel.
Yeah, I like the old design better.
Yeah.
It's a little over the top.
It's a little much.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
It's
a little bit.
Calm down. Whoever the animator is all like, let's just jack him up. Put him
Yeah,
on
but
10.
that new animation for that, it still looks cheap to me.
Yeah,
It does.
it's still one of my favorite pop toys, though. It's perfectly balanced. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yep.
Anyways, well, good luck to Winnie the Pooh. Not so much the voice behind it.
Yeah. See, Darkwing Duck.
Hey, and he looks like Darkwing.
Yeah,
he
he
looks like
actually
Darkwing.
looks the way he's supposed to.
Yeah, he did the whole "I am the terror that flaps in the night." And he
Yeah.
did the whole spiel.
Nice. I'm gonna have to look that up for
Yeah.
sure.
It's on YouTube.
Sorry, man. And I know I've said this before. I think the only cartoon I watch at this point is The Amazing World of Gumball.
You still need to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. I've made it further in season 1. And still,
Oh, you're still on season 1 though.
still in season 1 though.
Toph hasn't even showed up.
Nope. But let's go ahead and transition to some great product placement.
Yeah.
They paid a lot of money for
Man,
that spot.
If
I need some
there's-
coffee right
If
now.
there's one way that you want to get people to buy your product, it's to put it on a show that has millions of eyes, right?
Yeah.
And to go ahead and put it in a period of time where it's not even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Starbucks. Coffee so good,
Yeah.
Daenerys herself drinks it.
Yes. Yes, she
Latest
does.
episode of Game of Thrones, which we won't number just in case it spoils anything for anyone.
Yeah. Well, if they haven't watched it, they're not going to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
you're
it's
right. Episode
removed,
4.
So.
Yeah.
Of Game of Thrones has Daenerys at a table, giving the mean eye or mean mugging over
Yeah.
to
Stank facing.
Yep, over to Jon Snow. Meanwhile, she's got a cup of Starbucks just sitting on the table.
It's
Yep.
actually not Starbucks.
What
it's
was
from
it?
their craft services group.
It was right.
Yep.
Okay,
It
figured
was
it.
Yeah,
confirmed that
but-
it was from their craft services.
Gotcha.
But
Because they all carry the
still,
same cup.
It's funnier.
Same
if you say
thing.
Exactly.
Starbucks.
It's way funnier when you say Starbucks.
Indigo coffee.
Yeah, yeah. She can keep that then. I don't want any of it.
So did I catch this? No, I did not.
No,
I didn't.
'cause you're
I
paying
didn't
attention
catch
to the
it.
scene.
Yeah, I was actually invested in the actual show instead of. Oh wait, there's an error.
Yeah.
Shout out
Ooh.
to Tormund, my homeboy.
Um,
up.
and you're right. Same thing here. My boy Tormund, man. He
Yeah, man.
got hurt.
Spoiler alert. Ugh.
His heart.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I didn't catch it at all. I didn't catch it one bit. The episode I enjoyed, so because of that, I was enthralled in the characters.
Yup.
One thing that I did catch, and not on this, but on the Avengers Infinity War. I watched it a couple weeks back, and the scene where Doctor Strange comes out of the portal at the park.
Yeah.
What's his name? Tony's talking to Pepper, and he's telling her about the armor around the world, and he's got his sweater over his shoulders.
Yeah.
And the moment it cuts from you can see, mainly it's Pepper who's in the shot.
Yeah.
But then when it cuts over to him, sweater's completely gone, and it's funny because when you rewind it, you didn't even have to look for it. It was just so plainly obvious there
Yeah.
because it took up a huge part of the screen.
Yeah.
And then gone in the next shot, and I was all like, "Oh, 2 different takes.
Yep.
Cool."
Gotta
Funny.
love it.
How did they not catch that?
Well,
Same way.
here's the thing. It's not actually an error. This was in separate timelines. It was
that-
different Tony
is that what we're
Starks
going with?
in different universes, and we're getting.
Yeah, the
Feedback.
feedback. That's
I don't know what that is.
It did it earlier, and my phone was actually on the cable here,
Ah.
so I moved it. So I'm wondering if just the phone's near the wires. will do
I'm
it.
Yeah.
just
No voices like last episode though.
You guys don't
Yeah.
hear that?
I was about to say I'm listening for it now.
Only
What
in
was
my
it?
head?
Can you guys hear me? I
Yeah.
need help.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the
Just
strangest thing because that, and that's why I thought you guys were messing with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that
You
was
seem
weird.
genuinely concerned.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
So, let's switch here from Starbucks to our next topic. This is a film that's gotten pushed back, and it had Channing Tatum tied to it, which was a terrible choice in my opinion. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Magic Mike 3.
There it is.
I was gonna
Look at
say.
Right here up top.
He's leaving. There.
Oh, hey.
Seriously.
I
Seriously.
should have snapped that photo. Anyways,
You made it awkward.
we're gonna start recording these episodes for sure. Gambit is actually what I'm talking about. Finally got pulled off the lineup here. No more Gambit, and you guys are heartbroken by this, right?
No.
I'm a Gambit fan.
I love Gambit.
I think he's a cool
The
freaking
Raging
character.
Cajun is awesome because
Yeah.
he's the anti-hero.
Is he?
He's
What
a
do you-
thief.
He is a thief.
He does a lot of bad things. He's like, I guess I'll work with the X-Men.
But he was a thief. Like,
he-
isn't that
he-
the case? Like, he's not still stealing stuff. He's not like Catwoman. Like, Catwoman's an anti-hero.
I mean, I think he's still part of the
She's
Thieves
still-
Guild.
Really? Is that?
But
But I was about to say, but that's one of those that like once you're in, you're never really out type thing.
I mean, I know he'll be down to do some dirty work. He's not gonna be like the Captain America type and just be a
No,
good
yeah.
guy. He's
He's
kinda
one that
rough around the edges.
he's somebody that you would most definitely meet at the Continental. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
He's definitely somebody that hangs out with Norm Macdonald.
yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
Because
Sure.
you said dirty work.
Dirty-
Yeah.
That
oh,
was the first thing that registered in my head.
I forgot that movie was a
Gotcha.
thing. Yeah.
Directed by Bob Saget.
Oh
Never
yeah,
forget.
that's
No
right.
movie
I
you're
think I did
talking
know that.
about.
Really?
Yeah.
It's it was him, fat dude.
Artie Lang with
Artie
with-
Lang,
with-
that's who it
without the coke nose. But anyway, or heroin nose, whatever he snorted and ruined his nose.
Probably snorting
Is
anything.
heroin really snorted?
With him it is.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Artie
whatever-
Lang's doing new drugs, new
whatever
ways.
you gotta do.
Dude, no, seriously, his nose collapsed. But anyway, we need to go back to the
Moving right
topic.
along.
To Gambit getting
Back to
canceled.
Gambit.
Yeah,
You guys disappointed at all?
I'm
No.
not.
No, I would love to see this character have a film be told, but definitely not with what's his name? What the hell is his name again?
Channing Tatum.
Thank you. There it is. Channing Tatum. Not with him tied to it. So that's good news. The bad news I think we have here. Oh wow! I didn't even see that. Holy crap! He doesn't even look like himself.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it. It's like,
You just looked it up, right?
yeah, I did.
Well, I'm gonna assume Artie Lang is excited for this episode.
That one.
Bro.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
He got punched. he has like a Stretch Armstrong face.
One Punch Man for sure.
Oh gosh.
Uh-huh.
It's tough to look at.
So there were a bunch of movies that were canceled or delayed. Some new stuff announced. So let's just start at the top of the list here. New Mutants. This is one I think that we've all shown interest in, right? This one's actually starting. What is it? Maisie Williams, right?
is in it. Yeah,
Um,
as Arya Stark.
this was supposed to come out last year in August.
Everybody says she's amazing.
And a moment of silence.
Crickets.
I'm done.
Crickets.
A moment of silence for that joke. But this is
It was a good joke.
Maisie Williams, Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know any of these other actors.
She-
Antonio Banderas. He's
I
in
was
there.
gonna say
Antonio
the
Banderas.
one was the
Antonio
one
Banderas.
from the Witch and Split and
That's her name. That's that Anya Taylor, whatever. She's from
Yeah.
Split. Yeah. Charlie Heaton, Alice Braga, Henry Zaga, Zagaza,
Are you
Blue
casting
Hunt.
spells?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, but this was one that they said from the beginning, right, was, I think, going to get rated R, wasn't it? The idea here was that it was going to be a horror
The
movie,
horror movie.
with, mutants or
Yeah.
whatever. And the first trailer did drop last year,
Yeah.
and it didn't look too bad.
It didn't.
looked different.
Yeah, different from everything else that had been released at the time. And now it's been pushed back, and reshoots still haven't happened for this.
I was pretty sure that they did though. Did they not?
No,
I
I
have
think
no
we
idea.
spoke about this maybe a month or two ago in one of our episodes, and that reshoots still hadn't started.
I don't know if this movie's ever going to actually come out.
You think they'll shelve it?
Yeah, it's going to take a while, like Cabin in
No.
the Woods.
and Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah,
I don't
that sat
think
on the
it's
shelf for a while.
Yeah, but I don't think it's actually going to get shelved. I just think it has a good potential to go direct to video, direct
really?
to.
I know that's been talked
whatever.
about streaming
VOD and
I
on demand.
yeah.
I think that's a good possibility, and they could even put it on Hulu and make it as a this is a theatrical quality movie
Unless
on
it
our
comes out for
streaming
the DSP.
platform. I don't think it's going to because it's supposed to be horror based, and I can't see them putting that on there.
I'm going to agree with you there. I don't see Disney kind of going that way, especially for anything that they put on that platform. You know, adventure, sure.
But
you know
it's
what I mean?
not
Like,
costing Disney anything at this point. This is Fox debt. It's not Disney debt.
True.
So, I mean, what benefit do they have to actually release it in theaters?
Well, I mean, I figured they would have released it this year to kind of ride off the hype of
Maisie
Maisie Williams, exactly. Especially because recently, like, she's been kind of in the spotlight
For reasons.
Yeah, for reasons, exactly. So, you know, I mean, right now, like, would have been the time for them to do that, to release it. But
Yeah,
Butt cheeks.
but with all the problems that this movie seems to have,
yeah,
I can't see them releasing it and it getting good reviews or good word of mouth.
I
Like
don't think
people
it's,
are going to
problem
prejudge
for
it.
the movie. I think it's like all behind the scenes crap. It's like not the movie itself. I feel.
If they're going to studio tamper it, most likely there is problems to the movie. And I'm not saying that the movie was bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the movie's going to suffer because of all the little tinkering.
Most definitely.
so they're pulling a DC here.
Pulling a DC or any other
Putting
movie.
mustaches on everyone.
On everyone.
Yeah.
Pulling a
I'll watch it
DC
if
or
Maisie Williams has a mustache. That'll be
That'd
interesting.
be pretty
to see.
funny.
did you hear that that's the big thing on the final episode of Game of Thrones?
Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Everyone's got a mustache.
She has a mustache.
Does she
Yeah.
make it to the end though? I guess no one really knows.
Oh, maybe.
I'd love to see the dragons though with mustaches. All
Oh,
three
that'd
of
be
them.
great.
Can,
Just like
just like big ones.
we heard you guys
Exactly.
have dragons.
Yeah.
We just see these giant lizards with mustaches.
And they're like, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
what's going on?"
With the way they're looking at the camera a lot and smiling almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I could actually see the mustaches.
Yeah. Just like Henry Cavill.
Yeah, terrible. So it got pushed back to 2020. There were 3 untitled Fox Marvel films that were supposed to come out in June and October of 2020, and another one in March of 2021. All 3 of those are canceled. The rumors for those were X-Force and Doctor Doom, which, yeah, sure, go ahead and cancel them. I don't feel
Yeah.
like either one of those really needs a film, and that I mean, and the X-Force would have been, I guess, a playoff of or a spin-off of Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
I'm
But
good.
Is anybody actually surprised that all this stuff got canceled?
Michael.
There's been no like news on them for a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, so I would think that they were probably canceled long before they were officially announced canceled.
And I can't agree with that statement because, right, even the Marvel films for next year, there's 2, I think, releases on the calendar, and it doesn't say which they are. And for the year after that, like, so I assume that
they're
this
not
studio, just like
MCU.
them, no, but either way, I would have assumed that these guys just kind of went silent with what they were announcing so that way they had time to make sure that they had all their ducks in a row.
I doubt it.
But I had another question in regards to that, and I just forgot it.
You shouldn't have called attention to having a question and forgetting.
Yeah, yeah,
Just kept rolling.
Yep. If any of you listeners know what I was going to ask,
Yeah. Let us know.
just to see exactly all the
Email
obscene-
daywalker@email.com.
There it is. Thank you. All right. So, no, I do remember what the third one was going to be. The only 2 that were confirmed, or not confirmed, but rumored were X-Force and Doctor Doom.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think the third one was the next Deadpool movie?
No.
March of
No.
2021?
I
No.
doubt it.
I doubt it.
Considering Ryan Reynolds was not very, I guess, positive about there being a Deadpool 3. And supposedly that morphed into the X-Force thing anyway, so...
I'm guessing it's probably like another X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that got shut down if that's the case.
What, you mean Sophie Turner? You don't want to see her as
Yeah, I'm good.
Jean Grey?
This cast I'm good with. Thanks. Fassbender gave me what I needed. I'm good.
Michael Fassbender.
Yep, Fassbender.
You know, we're not even talking about that movie and that ending got reshot.
For what the
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix did it?
Yep, it did. It had reshoots, and supposedly it's a less.
Dramatic.
I guess it's a less.
It's more definite ending.
Probably a more definite ending, but I heard that it's a like cheaper, less big ending.
It's just cardboard
Gotcha.
cutouts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And somebody like walking him across.
Yeah.
I love you, Gene.
We couldn't get Hugh Jackman, so we just used this stand up.
Yeah. Of him from like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
No,
the
it's
whole
him from the one movie,
Greatest Showman?
The Greatest Showman.
and Top Hat and all.
And they used to use like cardboard claws.
This one, yeah, missing one of the claws.
Yeah.
This one here's another one that got delayed. These are 4 sequels that got delayed, and I know you guys are definitely happy about this. Avatar, no, not The Last Airbender, but James Cameron's films got pushed back. Everything. The second one was supposed to come out next year in December. That got pushed back to 2021. I think they should just let these movies go. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, they've already filmed. I think 2.
Did they already film 2 of them?
Yeah, I think no. I'm sorry, part 2.
Yeah, I'm disappointed yet not disappointed.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't care about Avatar one way or another.
Yeah.
However, I was hoping we would get back to James Cameron making real movies again,
Yeah,
as opposed to these Avatar films.
Yeah.
And
It's ridiculous
and
he's
I'm,
tied up in so
and I'm
many.
pretty sure that he's going to wind up retiring on an Avatar movie or
Yeah.
ending in the middle of the series or something.
yeah.
And it just kind of sucks because it's like the guy gave us so many great films,
So
and this is what he's ending with. This is his legacy, and they're not that great. I mean,
And we can almost say no. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
no, I was saying, so he took Fern Gully for the first one. So is the next one going to be based off of Balto? Or like All Dogs Go to Heaven?
I want All Dogs to Heaven.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then there's like
Or
this
Cool World.
spiritual war. Oh, that's an even better one.
Yeah.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. It's. I think these things are almost at least the second. I'm going to say second through. Second and third, I'll be conservative there. I think are guaranteed like to be made and released, right? And that's because Disney built a park for it. Like at
Yeah.
this point, I think Disney's like, yo, we need, more opportunities to sell more items. Like, so yeah, make
Yeah.
me another movie.
okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that with that he's going to wind up retiring on Avatar.
Yeah,
There's a good possibility. I mean, he's 64 now. I just looked up his age.
Like the Nintendo.
So he's
Mario Kart
but,
64.
Hey, Ridley Scott's
It's his last
80,
name.
81, so I don't know.
he
maybe
might keep
not.
Give
pushing.
us more Alien, Ridley Scott.
Oh,
do
lies.
Okay, here's something else crazy because people also search for it. Sigourney Weaver is 69.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she is.
And I'm just shocked that she's that old. Holy
Yeah, she
crap!
is.
Yeah.
I thought she actually looked. Well, she looked good in Galaxy Quest, but I thought she actually looked like pretty good in Cabin in the Woods. Like she didn't look, too old, but
Yeah.
she definitely looked old in Avatar. Like
She
looked like
weathered.
she had some age. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. To her, like.
Yeah.
This next announcement from Disney, though, I'm not happy with
Nope.
because we spoke about this a little bit ago. It's a weirdo. And we thought things
So
were going to be
old looking.
peaceful. But they announced and confirmed 3 new Star Wars movies. They're going to come every other year, starting in 2022. And these are the Rian Johnson trilogy films. Are you guys
Because he
excited?
did such a great job with Last Jedi.
Yeah. When's the last time? And Marvin, I asked you this earlier, right? But we were off air at that time.
Yeah.
When's the last time you watched Last Jedi?
When did that movie premiere?
That wasn't last year. That was a year before, wasn't it? Like December?
Yeah, what, December 26th or something like that?
2017?
In 2017 was
Right?
That was the last
Jedi.
time I saw Last Jedi.
Gotcha. So just the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam, you?
Just around the river bend.
I saw it when it was released, but probably like a week or two after. Like I didn't even go
Beyond the Shore?
like opening night or whatever
Oh.
for that.
Gotcha.
So Star Wars in general, again, I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah.
I'm not excited. Like I'll still go and I'll watch them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
I get that, but some of the energy's kind of
December
missing.
15th, 2017.
Yeah,
Oof.
so for the most part they're kind of
Gratuitous.
these Star Wars movies are kind of like in the same realm as Marvel with me. Like I'll go,
Yeah.
but I'm not that level. I don't
How dare you lump them
Dude.
together?
don't look at me that way. It's my opinion.
But is
So-
it though, or is it the opinion?
Opinions
of people?
like buttholes. Everyone has one, but some stink more than others.
It's
Oof.
just the same thing. Like the hype and excitement is gone. That's what I'm saying.
'Cause
So
you don't like nice things
meh, I just prefer things that are more artistically sound.
and make no money.
So
Well,
the Last Jedi was artistically sound.
no, it wasn't.
Nope.
Which is why I do not prefer it.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I did buy it.
Steelbook.
I did buy a steelbook. I attempted to watch it, and it was up there with Force Awakens for me, where I turned it on, I watched like an hour of it, and I shut it off, and I have no interest in going back to it.
Yeah, I saw parts of. I jumped into it. I think during a showing or something, for the Last Jedi, maybe less than a month ago. That movie was really, really bad, and I'm glad that. And I know I've said this before. I'm glad that Abrams is back for this last one, but just so that way he can kind of shut out that chapter for me. And even though I wasn't a huge fan of the franchise as a whole. Like, I can tell you that I think I'm kind of there with you where it's like, yeah, I'm going to go see these things because I
Yeah.
go watch the
I
movies.
feel obligated to finish
Yeah.
the fight.
Yeah, that. But you're right. Some of that excitement's kind of gone.
Some of it.
Yeah. Last Jedi really knocked the wind out of me,
It
man.
definitely did.
Because
It's
I
like,
was,
man, they set up all these things
and then
and they knocked them
yeah.
down.
So
The worst part about it is I would almost prefer to, with Force Awakens and Last Jedi, to not watch them again, because I honestly enjoyed Force Awakens when I first saw it, but I just can't get into it. And I know you guys love it, but
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
But
it.
I
just
felt it was
can't
a
get-
return to form.
See, and that's the thing, right? I enjoyed the
it's
original
straight up fan
Star Wars
service.
trilogy more than I enjoyed the
I know, and
the
it's
whatever the
Ah.
not
The prequel trilogy?
Yeah, thank you. I was like
Blasphemy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
prequel trilogy. I liked it more than the prequel trilogy. The only thing I liked out of the prequel trilogy was the lightsaber fights.
Yeah, and seeing Jedi like
Yeah,
groups of
exactly.
Jedi.
Actually do Jedi things. That was
Yeah.
cool. But then The Force Awakens was the first one where like I actually enjoyed all of the characters and the story told, all the way through. And I was like, okay, yeah. So for me, it's Force Awakens, the original trilogy, and then the prequel trilogy.
story.
the Jake Lloyd
it's-
trilogy.
Yeah, the
it's,
Jake Lloyd
it's a
trilogy.
story already told. That's the issue.
I
Sorry.
mean, if you want to go that route, there's a lot of movies or stories that are already told.
Yeah, but when Force Awakens recycles everything, I'm not getting into this again.
Suck them into it.
Yeah.
Here's
It's the whole hero's journey thing, essentially.
and let's transition right to
Same
this
crap.
to our last topic here.
Same crap, different cast.
So this is one where my question for you
You're
guys is
not
this, right? Marvin, you've seen
Just
all
keep
22
poking.
Marvel films.
Yes.
Right?
multiple
That
times.
includes Avengers Endgame. I'm going to sneeze in a second here, so just bear with me. Adam,
Bless
how
you.
many have you not seen?
What, Marvel?
Did we get all that? Good.
Hashtag blessed.
You
Thanks.
just
Inside.
snot all in your hoodie.
Inside my hoodie, yeah.
Yeah, at least it's inside his hoodie.
Exactly. I don't want to spit on you. Well, maybe I do.
Thank
Um,
you.
Yeah.
But there's only like a handful that you haven't seen, right?
Marvel?
Yeah.
I think there's 3.
Okay.
What are
And
those 3?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
Black Panther.
Black
Black Panther.
Panther, and Civil War.
Oh, okay.
But I
Captain
own
Marvel?
No, I saw
Did
it.
you see that one?
I
Oh,
did.
Captain Marvel. Okay.
I mean,
I
you
couldn't
can,
remember.
oh wait, no, there's 4 because Thor: The Dark World. I haven't seen that.
Oh,
So
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
that's
would
perfectly
tell you
fine.
you're
But-
okay there.
But yet that one ranks pretty high on a list that I saw, and I should have sent it to you guys because that list really ticked me off. Like the worst one, they had the worst one was Iron Man 2,
Hashtag
Really?
triggered.
and like the next one was like the Incredible Hulk, and I'm like,
Which has,
seriously,
nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it
really
doesn't,
like the
but
Incredible
it's-
Hulk.
in canon technically.
It
is.
is, but it's you don't ever have to watch it because it has nothing to do with anything.
No,
else.
But
What,
no,
William
and then,
Hurt.
and
Like,
then
yeah.
I think like the next one on
Thunderball,
that list
whatever.
was like Thor or something. This list was on Polygon,
No,
And-
that explains a lot.
And when I was looking, and Nicole sent the link to me, and I was reading, and I'm like, seriously?
Thanks,
like-
Nicole.
Yeah.
Shout out, Nicole.
Shout out to Cole. Exactly. All
Like
about
Hashtag Nicole.
Like that list was just
bad.
Yeah, it was one of those things. Like I was reading it, and I'm not even that invested in the Marvel universe,
Yeah.
but yet it ticked me off because I'm like, how could you pick that over this? And
Yeah.
yeah.
So my question, right, is gonna be, I feel like because we know each other so well, we know what we're gonna say.
Yeah.
But this is really to also hear back from the listeners, right? But my question for you guys is, now that you've seen 22 films and knowing that Far From Home is going to close out Phase 3, should the MCU continue just based off of the 22 films that you've watched? Should it continue? And if so, why or why not?
Adam.
I'm gonna say yes. It makes money. I mean, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of them, if I have kids or something, sure, I'm gonna show every single one of them to them, and they're
Yeah.
probably gonna love them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a different MCU coming up, I'm sure.
That's very true.
Yep.
And I actually can see them doing like some sort of rebooting of it somehow. Like it's still gonna continue,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be a reboot of sorts. And
I think it'd be like a soft reboot of like the world itself.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so like that's where they can do Iron Man again if they really want. I don't think they will, but they can do it if they want.
I have a feeling we'll see him again much later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RDJ? No, but Iron
no,
Man.
definitely someone else.
Yeah, I can.
They'll
Yeah.
probably do some soft reboot later on.
A snapping where the entire universe is reset and then we
Yeah.
get to know a whole new characters in those places.
Yup.
And it will probably play out differently. Just
Much like the comics do in real life.
yeah. I mean I can see them doing something like this, and should it continue? Sure. Movies make money. People love them.
Yeah.
I mean, it should continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marvin?
I feel it should continue. They have a lot of other characters and a lot of different stories that they could still tell.
Like
Gotcha.
like that epic story of Howard the Duck,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I'm excited for.
It would be
Exactly.
interesting if they actually ever did do a Howard the Duck.
I-
I don't think it's going to happen.
I want that thing so bad.
They could do a full out comedy
yeah.
like in the Guardians universe.
They
like
could,
how
but
they
will they?
They
I don't know,
could. I
man.
mean, like they pretty much already did it with Ragnarok,
Yeah.
where it was like straight up comedy for the most part.
Yeah, it
and
was.
I'm
It
fine
was a
with
good
it.
movie. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, from the beginning.
And
Him spinning around and wait, coming around.
yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
fine with them doing a funny movie like that.
Gotcha. So I can agree that it should continue. I think that for me though, I don't care at this point.
Yeah, because you've seen one of the you've seen the big thing already until they hook you again.
And that's the thing that like
But will
so check this out, right? This is what I'm going to compare it to for me, right? I was a huge Bungie fan, right? Because of Halo 1, right? And so I followed Halo 1, 2, 3, right? And then at some
Yeah.
point they lost me on ODST because that was just supposed to be DLC.
DLC
They-
add-on.
and Microsoft screwed them into making it a full game. But by that point, I lost interest in the series
I
after.
thought that they did it just so they can get out of a contract.
I think Microsoft wanted more out of it, and so or more from them, and so they turned it into a full-fledged game,
Yeah.
so they could get out of the contract. So they
Yeah.
gave them that, and then Halo 4,
Yeah.
right? And so
Halo Reach.
I've played. Oh yeah, Halo Reach. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting on something right now.
You sure? Is it?
It's called a
should we throw it
chair.
out now?
It is a chair. No, because with what Marvin said, until they hook you again.
Yeah.
As much as you're crapping on it, I don't care. I don't care. You are gonna see it
They're gonna hook
one
you.
way or another.
But that's the thing,
and
right?
you're gonna get hooked on this whole new universe of MCU films.
And so that's what I'm not saying that's not possible, but the thing is that I've played the other Halo games, right? And I just don't care about the characters anymore, and that includes Master Chief. Like my love of the game ended with Halo 3. Like that's it, even though my hands have touched every other game after.
but I'm gonna say,
And so with these films, I feel that like, yo, I got my 22 films, I followed all my story arcs or whatever, and like I love the fact that I mean, this hasn't been for, just one or two movies. It's 22 films.
Yeah.
11 years that they've dumped into this, and it's all like, yes, I've enjoyed every bit of the ride, including the second Thor movie. Like, I've watched them all, but at this point, it's all like, yeah, I mean, I'll keep watching them to kind of see where it all lands, but I'm actually a little tapped out.
I'm not, because now we have access to X-Men and we have access to all that stuff.
Maybe
and I would
that's what
love
they'll
to
hook me.
see.
But it may be.
I'm interested to
them
see
done
what
right.
they do with it, but I've been racking my head about this for
But in
a week now.
you said about X-Men and stuff, and yes, that's important.
Yeah.
But it may be too little, too late at this point of the game. For some people,
For some people, yeah. Yeah.
maybe.
For me, definitely not. But
So, I think Disney, or not Disney, but Marvel, right? Because they said that it is Feige, right, who gets who's getting those characters. I think they'll do an amazing job with those characters, and
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see if we get like a full-fledged short,
But-
like angry
5'3" Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. But
With what you said too, with that you're tapped out on it, this and that, and
Yeah.
you're comparing it to Halo. Well, you're comparing Halo when it was Bungie to Halo to whatever that development studio was.
yeah,
343
343 now. Yeah,
Yeah, you're comparing that. It's not like the MCU is going to have a different architect. I mean, you guys give major
No.
props to the Russos. I think it's more Feige's vision more
I
than
still definitely
You're,
think it's
you're
Feige.
absolutely
more,
right.
more,
Yeah.
more than any of the people involved.
Oh, yeah. it's
And
definitely Feige.
we've had this argument like on air. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely right,
So
because
If Feige
Feige
steps
has-
down, then I think I'll be a little skeptical of
It's,
what happens.
it's not like it's changing complete hands. It's not like they're giving this to Brett Ratner.
Ugh.
like he. I mean, of course he's not going to because he's a dirtball. But I'm just using.
Weinstein.
Okay, here. Okay, here. So somebody that's creepy
Or Winnie the Pooh.
that nothing has ever come out like he's still allowed to make movies.
Jim Cummings.
No, I'm saying Michael Bay.
Oh,
God, if he got
not
it-
like it's not like they're handing the keys off to somebody.
yeah, just
He's still going to be behind
Ryan
it.
Johnson.
Feige is still behind it. So it's not going to be a complete different shift like you're expecting. However, people are going to get tired of it.
yeah.
See, it came after the first Avengers film. I realized that's where I got tired of it.
Gotcha.
And that's where I had that lull of the phase 2, all
Yeah,
that
that's-
phase 2 stuff.
You just gotta.
And then the second Avengers film is the one that really ticked me off.
Age of
Yeah.
Ultron.
Age of
I-
Ultron.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched that again.
And I did, and I watched it. Maybe like 6 months ago. I think I texted you guys about it. Where like I actually watched it and just not for the enjoyment of the film, but to kind of break it down. And you could see where Whedon like dumped everything into it,
Yeah.
but it just like
Fell
it just
apart.
wasn't hitting. Yeah, it was
No,
like you could
it's-
see where he was trying with the jokes, where he was trying to build some like emotion. Between characters, and even for you, the audience member, and it was just all like, bro, like you're
Well,
missing a mark every
that-
single time.
That's another one that I've only watched the one time.
The one time.
And that's where I was glad that he stepped away. But then, the MCU in that whole phase 2 era,
Yeah.
it seemed to lose me a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's where now I'm going into it with no expectations whatsoever. And then I'm enjoying the films again, not as much as what I once did.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying them. I mean, and I think Star Wars for me too will be in a similar fashion.
When the Ryan Johnson trilogy comes out, you're gonna be
And
like, yeah, this might be fun.
I'm talking about
fun
things
stuff.
other than that, and
Gotcha.
and I can't see his trilogy actually moving forward because I think there's going to be backlash
Yeah.
on the first film that he makes,
and then they're gonna cut him out.
and I think they're probably going to dump him and get somebody
And
else.
then whoever
to-
comes in is just gonna throw everything over their shoulder.
yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah, that stuff that you all thought was happening, it was just a story I was telling." So
And then-
moving
yeah.
on,
Well,
it was
here-
just a fever dream.
Here's
There
the
you
thing: the announcement is going to come with the script written by Ryan Johnson for the
Yeah.
second movie in that trilogy, and they're
Yeah.
going to throw that script over their
Over the
shoulder,
shoulder.
Yep.
and it's going to go off a cliff.
Get the
Yeah.
Wayans to go ahead and do it. Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Maybe space
Uh,
movie would be
you-
there.
I'll be there opening night.
Yeah, well, you know what? They would probably have more respect for Star Wars than what Ryan Johnson
I
did.
don't doubt that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let us know if you guys, if you guys want the MCU to continue.
Dude, I was just thinking Keenan Ivory Wayans could be somebody related to Mace Windu.
Oh
like,
my goodness,
like
that'd be
actually,
perfect.
Mario Van Peebles could be like the brother-in-law.
actually, it might not be bad.
Yeah. And then Mario Kart can be the entire UI for the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, the GUI.
Oh, the GUI. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Please don't hit me.
Yeah.
Can we segue over to something real quick? Just a quick topic.
Sure. What you got?
I watched a video today on YouTube,
Okay.
and
That's
it
weird.
was
They don't usually do that.
You didn't use Vimeo?
no, it was on YouTube, and it was from a site that I generally or a user that I generally trust,
Okay.
or company, however you want to say it.
Yeah, one of the channels on there.
Yeah, one of the channels.
Okay.
And they usually provide very good, non-biased videos.
Uh-oh.
This video today that I watched was very biased.
Really?
And it was comparing the current season of Game of Thrones to Ryan Johnson and The Last Jedi.
Oh, no.
And the guy was saying about how he's selling his stock in whatever Weiss and Benioff
Benioff?
come up with in Star Wars with their trilogy. And he was saying, he went so far to say that Bob Iger should definitely take note and kind of reel this in and see about getting rid of them with whatever they were going to do with Star Wars.
Yeah, no.
And he was saying that Game of Thrones was weak ever since season 5, which I think season 5 was probably the weakest season, potentially.
I'm trying to remember what happened. in
But
season
basically,
5.
what he was going is saying that everything that comes after that is fan fiction because they did not do a good job of writing the show. And that video,
Was season 5 where it started diverging?
Yeah, from the
the
books.
books.
yeah,
if I remember
it was
correctly.
season 5 and 6. Like season 6 was when Arya got her training or whatever.
You see,
And I didn't agree with this one bit. I'm gonna have to send this video to you guys
Yeah.
because it's
Definitely.
probably gonna tick you guys off too when you
that'll be
watch
fun
it.
to watch for sure.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is that, like, and I've seen a lot funny. I've seen a lot online where this season is actually getting some backlash, right? But they're
it's
saying that
getting
for
a
the
lot
past
of backlash from people.
past couple seasons that they're saying that ever since that, you know, that there's nothing there from the books, that the writing's just not as good or the show's not as
Yeah.
good. And I firmly disagree with that. I
Yeah.
think especially last season, right? Last season where they're like, how are they traveling from point A to point B, you know, so quickly or whatever. And I'm like, yo, at this point, like,
We got to wrap it up.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Like, we need closure to
Yeah.
a bunch of things that were set up. And so because
Right.
of that, I don't want another episode and a half where we're sitting in a carriage
Yeah.
going from one town to another. Like,
And it's small
Yeah.
character moments.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is that as much as people are complaining about this, the show is still high quality.
Yeah.
it is. It looks
It
good.
still looks great. It still gives me that, hey, I'm watching a movie every week feel.
Yeah.
And
Especially with an hour and 26-minute episodes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the last two,
Yeah.
holy crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he was going on saying about how things are going to be rushed. Sure, maybe they're going to be a little rushed, but he was saying about, oh well, the thing with Arya, Jon, and Daenerys should have their own season to, you know.
No.
It's like, really, no. It's
No.
like,
No,
like,
man, I'm good.
I don't want this to keep going on because like the longer it goes on, the more people are going to complain too.
Walking Dead.
Like, well, that's what I'm getting at is
Yeah.
that the show is gonna the longer it would go on, the more people are gonna hate it, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
It's gonna become like a Walking Dead type of
Kit Harington's going to
situation,
be like, yeah, I want to leave.
and people are just gonna go and
go.
Yeah.
and then people are just gonna complain about it.
Yep.
So it's like you can't have your cake and eat it
It's
too.
one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
moments.
you can't have it both ways. I'm gonna send it to the group, and I really want you guys to watch it because
Yeah.
it ticked me off to no end. And I don't know, maybe I'm even banned from that because I did comment on the guy's video.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world happened to you and your channel?
Who
Because
hurt you?
Yeah.
well, because he used to provide opinions,
Yeah.
but give the other point of view too a little
Yeah.
bit. But now he's going with full attack on Game of Thrones and comparing it to Last Jedi. I think is
Extreme.
really unwarranted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We definitely keep an ear out because we are going to have our Game of Thrones like
Extravaganza.
exactly. When the season's done, I'm looking forward to that. There are 2 episodes left
Yep.
of this season.
The entire thing is going to be in Dothraki, so hopefully everybody's got their translators.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, if you can live studio audience,
Wow.
I would have
Wow.
rather done it in High Valerian, but
Boom.
if you
I would have rather done it in Jorma talk.
isn't that a dead language?
That is also a Dead language.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought.
there's still some Dothrakis floating around. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, that's not a dead language.
Ghost was still around.
Yeah.
Spoiler, but I was there like, yeah, Ghost survived somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 ear and all.
Yeah.
With that being said, hey guys, remember you can always find us at inouronestopinion.com with all of our links. You can always find me on Twitter at KryptonsWill. I am Iron Witch saying goodbye.
I am Taser Spider. You can find me at The Artful Gent. Bye.
And Warface. Warface is on Twitter. Oh man, Warface is so on Twitter.
Is he though?
He is, and he's at Adam_analyzes.
Yeah.
That still makes me sad
You missed
because it's so long. It was like that for so long.
I know.
FBGM.
I know, but change is necessary. Just think, my Twitter grew like a beard and a mustache.
But you're an inevitable.
My Twitter went from being a teen to a
But it's
full-grown
not.
man.
It is
Yeah.
Adam analyzes.
Terrible. All right.
My Twitter's beyond puberty, man.
Oh wow, that was
Mons
weird.
pubis.
Yeah. And on that note, I'm out.
It took a
Bye.
Until
while.
next week.
See ya.